exercise safety guidelines as usual here. We want to ensure that all of our participants have received clearance either from their physician or their exercise therapist prior to initiating an exercise program. So many of you have been with us for a while, so maybe that has already been received, but if anything has changed, that also applies. In this case, that would be if you have any new or unusual worsening symptoms, you've had some unplanned maybe visits to the hospital or doctor, and you're maybe having some investigations. If you're managing heart failure and you've noticed some ankle swelling, some increased shortness of breath, weight gain of 4 pounds, increase in 2 days, or 5 pounds in 1 week, we would ask that you maybe speak to your exercise therapist or physician before continuing. This is a virtual session, so even though we can see some of you, we can't actually be there to physically assist you. So always have an emergency plan in place. If you develop symptoms during the session, please stop exercising. If those symptoms worsen, please seek medical attention. In event of an emergency, call 911. Remember that you are in control of your own workout, so always stay within your comfort level.
For this training session this morning. So before we get going, we're just going to start with a little bit of a warm up, get that blood flowing. Another good day for some indoor exercise. It's still hot out there, but at least we did get a little rain as some relief from the heat and much needed rain out there for just the environment in general. All right, let's do some toe taps out front. And let's switch that to a back tap. We'll go back to our march. And let's do some punches forward. Get those arms moving. And to the side. And the other side. We'll go back to that march. And we're going to do a skater. So just step behind. You can move the arms as well. And back to that march. You will do a modified jumping jack. So we'll just go to the side. You can move those arms as well if you'd like. Back to your march. And if you're able, we'll do some high knees. Again, if any of these don't feel good to you, just keep on marching. You can always just go back to that march. We'll go to that march again. And we'll do a hamstring curl. Just watch if you have any chairs or tables behind you. And we'll just finish off with a little bit of an arm swing, going forward. And switch directions. All right, hopefully everyone's feeling nice and warm. We will do some seated exercises before we do. We're just going to work on those legs a little bit. So we're just going to start with a calf raise. So we'll turn to the side so you can see. We're just going to go up on those tippy toes and then 1, 2, count down. So up on 1, 1, 2, down. So we're resisting that heel, just wanting to drop right to the ground as we do a 1, 2 count when we drop those heels. We'll do a few like this, then we're going to do some quick pulses and then a few more slow. Good. Last one here. Now I want you to do 5 quick pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Give those legs a shake. All right. So we are now going to do a leg lift. I'm going to give you a few different options for the leg lift. So you still want to have that nice stable chair available to you. You're going to stand nice and tall. You can use that chair for support, but we don't want you leaning into the chair at all. You're going to lift that leg out to the side, back to your starting position, doing your best to hover the foot. So as we go out, we come back in and hover if we can. Slight inward point of those toes. If you would like a little added challenge, you can grab a band if you have one. You can drop one end of the band on the ground, and then you're going to hold the other end of the band at your hip, and you're going to lift that leg out against the resistance of the band. So then we're lifting out against that band. So either option is fine. Just body weight or using the band for a little extra challenge. Last one here. Good. Switch sides. Same thing on the other side. That's fun. Good. All right. Let's have a seat. So I'm going to grab my weights. You can grab your weights or your band. And we're going to do a back exercise. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So I'm going to have one weight in each hand, or I can have the band under my feet and then one end of the band in each hand. I'm going to lean over my thighs. I'm going to get into a sort of a bent over position. I'm going to have my palms facing back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my arms straight back, squeeze the shoulder blades back to your starting position. So lift up, squeeze, and back down. Good. For our last one, I want you to come all the way up to that top position and try to pulse for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. All right, I'll turn back forward again. And we're going to do a front shoulder raise for our next exercise. So for this one, I can have, again, the band under my feet, holding one end of the band in each hand, or I can hold those weights out in front. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift up to shoulder height, back down. Lifting up to shoulder height, nice straight arms, little bend in the elbow just to protect the joint. Good. We're not going above shoulder height. Let's do one more here. Again, we can hold at the top. Can we try to pulse for 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Awesome. All right. Moving on to our biceps. So for this one, it's going to be kind of like a bicep curl and a half. Again, you can have the band on your feet, one end of the band in each hand, or holding one weight in each hand. All righty. So we're going to come all the way up into our bicep curl. We're going to come halfway down and hold, up and down. So that's one repetition. So that's why it's kind of like a bicep curl and a half. You get a little extra in there. So we come all the way up, halfway down, hold. Keep the elbows off the body when you hold here, up and down. So if our elbows are touching the body, when we're in this half hold position, your body's helping hold the weight. And we don't want that. We want the arms to do the work. Up, halfway hold, up, and all the way down. Good. And let's do 2 more. Last one. Awesome. And we're on to our core. So for our core, you can do this seated or standing. We're going to do our bicycle. I'll stand, but you can also do this in the seat. So for this one, you're just going to have those hands behind the head. You are going to bring opposite knee to opposite elbow. So we're twist, twist, and we're going to do 20 of those. So 10 on each side. In the chair, you can do it as well. You can just stay seated and do your twist. So whatever works best for you. So we're going to get into our position, and we're going for 20. All right. So that's the end of our first set. If you'd like to grab a sip of water, do so now. And we're going to go into our second set. For our second set, I'll do a few more standing exercises, but I'll try to remind you of the seated ones from the first set as well, if that would be more comfortable for you. So I am going to start with a squat for my legs. If the squat does not feel good for you, you can go back to leg lifts that we did the first time around. If you would like an added challenge with the squat, you can hold one weight, or you can also hold the band under both feet, one end in each hand, and do your squat like that, or with a weight, holding one weight out in front for a goblet squat, or 2 smaller weights at the side. Those are all kind of options, or just body weight squat. You don't have to hold any weights at all. So up to you what version you would like to do. We're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to hold that weight in front for what we call a goblet squat. So I'm going to hold one end of that weight, and I'm going to bend down like I'm sitting back into a chair, getting my bum nice and back, weight in my heels, and push up. And Let's do 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Okay, for the back this time, we're going to get into a bent over position. So I'm going to hold one weight in each hand, or you again with the band, you can have both feet on the band, holding one end in each hand. We're going to get into a bent over position. What we're changing about this is going to be how I flip my hands, the position of my palms. So I'm getting into that bent over position, and I'm going to face my palms outwards. Okay, it's going to give me a bit of a wider row. I'm going to bring those weights up, squeeze the shoulder blades back down to a starting position. Good. Let's do one more. Awesome. All right. For the shoulders this time, we're going to do our school bus driver. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to bring that weight up. Let's start with it at the chest. We'll kind of get a little chest press and a little shoulder action. So we'll get both muscle groups. So let's start at the chest. So we're just holding one weight. Push it out. I want you to twist it twice like we're driving a big school bus. Bring it back in. So that's one repetition. So we're going to push out from the chest. We get a little bit of a chest press. And then we're going to turn twice. That's really going to activate those shoulders. Bring it back in. Push out. Drive that bus. And in. Good. Two more to go. Last one. Good. All right. We are already on to triceps again, onto the arms. So for this one, we are going to do a tricep extension. So I want you to step forward with one foot. That's going to be your leg of support. Hold the weight in one hand. Again, this can be done with the band. Just put the band under that front foot and holding the opposite end of the band in your opposite hand. Then you're going to bring that arm up. Glue your upper arm to that side body. You're going to extend that weight back. You're going to squeeze. You should feel it in that tricep muscle. Small movement back in. So it's like you're passing a baton back to your starting position. So it's a small movement. We shouldn't see any swinging arms. Extend all the way back really straight. You should feel it in the back of your arm. Back to your starting position. Good. Let's do one more here. Awesome. Let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. And again, to that position, bring the weight up, glue that upper arm, pass the weight back, small movement back in. So it's a big extend, tiny bend back in. Last one here. Awesome. All right, we're already back onto the core. Almost done the second set. So for the core this time, we are going to do a goblet march. So for this one, you can again hold that one heavy weight out in front, or anything that has a little bit of weight to it. So if you only have bands, you could grab a water bottle or a jar or something like that. You can hold it out in front. And we're going to do 45 seconds. I'll just wait for our clock here to click to an even time. And we're just going to march. The further the weight is away from the body, the harder this is going to be. The more core activation you're going to get. And keep it going. Okay, for the last 15 seconds, I want you to push the weight out a little bit further. Challenge yourself. See how that feels. Feel the difference. Awesome job, everyone. That is the end of the second set. Grab a sip of water, and we will move into our third and final set for today. So I'll just give everyone a second to do that. And then we're going to go back to the legs. So our next muscle group is going to be to the legs. I'm going to do a lunge this time. Lunge can be a little challenging. If lunge does not feel good to you, other options are your leg lift or your squat. So those were our other two leg exercises. If you would like to join us in the lunge, I do recommend having a chair available to help with some stability. You're going to take one big step. You need some distance between your 2 feet, and you're just going to drop the back knee towards the ground and then push up. Drop the back knee, right back up. Our front knee should not be coming over that front foot. We just drop that back knee and up. We do not have to touch the ground. Good. Let's do one more. Awesome. Switch sides. Same thing, other side. Last one here. Very good. All right. Moving on to our back. Let's pick up some weights again. We're going to get back into that bent over position. One weight in each hand. This time my palms are facing in, okay? And we're going to lift right, lift left, lift both. All right? So lift right, left, double. Good. Hard to count when I'm thinking of which arm I'm lifting. I think we're a bit more than halfway through. Let's do this through 3 more times. And last time through. Good. Just checking our time. Okay, we got 4 minutes. We can do it, I think. So this time for the chest, we're going to do a standing chest fly. So I'm going to have one weight in each hand. If you're using a band, I'll show you quickly a variation with a band. If you're using a band, you can have that band around your upper back, arms out to the side. Try to bring your elbows together. So that is a variation of a standing chest fly if you're using a band. If you're using weights, one weight in each hand, and you're going to cross bodies. You're going to lift up to the side across the body. So you're kind of lifting up to shoulder height, Cross body, palms facing up. So 2 versions of that chest fly. Good. We're trying to get 20, so we get 10 on each side. It might feel a little longer than normal. Let's do 5 more. Last one. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. We're on to the arms. We got 2 more muscle groups to do. So for the arms, we're going to do a bicep, but we're going to do a bicep into a hammer curl. So I want you to start in a bicep curl. So we're going to come up, turn the palms in, slowly bring those arms down in a hammer curl. So we start with the bicep curl, palms in, that turns into a hammer curl on the way down. Nice and slow and controlled movement. Your arm wants to drop. You're trying to resist that movement. That is how you gain your muscle strength. You're resisting that movement. You're making those muscles work. Good. Let's do 2 more. Last one. All right. We're running out of time for the exercise I was going to do. So we're just going to do a 30-second plank for our core. So I want to finish this off, make sure we get a full 3 sets in. So, but I do want to get our another core exercise in. So we're just going to do a quick and easy 30-second plank. Options for the plank. You can do it from a table ledge. You can do it from a chair or a countertop table ledge. You can do it from the chair. You can get to the ground if you feel comfortable and do it from your knees or your toes. So you pick your plank position. I'm going to give everyone about 5 seconds to get into their plank position, and then we're going to hold for 30 before I pass it on over to Laura. So everyone get in your position, and we're going to start now. Make sure you create a straight line with the body, no thumbs in the air. Hold that plank. You're already 10 seconds in. You got 20 more to go. If you feel some shaking, that's a good thing. 10 more seconds. All right, slowly get up from the position you were in. Just do a little marching on the spot. Take some time to cool down. If you need to do any extra stretching, please do so. I'm not going to take long. I'm going to pass it on over to Laura because she is getting ready to do our talk for today.